All right, guys. We fired it up and ended up taking it out a couple of times. The first time we took it out, Gary and I just drove down the road here, and it wouldn't shift into drive, which I guess would be like, to me, that's like second gear. It's a 2-speed transmission, but Gary said it won't shift into drive. So you go 30, 35, 40 miles an hour, and she's not shifting in the second, which I call second, he calls drive. So we drove around a little bit, and we kind of noticed the transmission slipping a little bit. He said, take her back to the shop, let's check the transmission fluid, and it was low. So we added almost, I don't know, let's see, half gallon almost to it, ended up. Probably worked the air out of the cooler and stuff like that. So about a half gallon or so, and maybe a little more. And then we took it out for another spin, and still wouldn't shift in drive, and drove around. Like I said, I hope I'm saying it right, but he says drive second. So drove around a little bit. Brakes worked fine. The pedal was getting a little low. He said, stop and back up, hit your brakes hard a few times. And, I did. He's like, no, back up faster and hit it harder. And we got a little more pedal there because they adjusted, because I got the self-adjusters we put on there. Gary taught me how to do that in one of the videos. So, yeah, we drove around, came back here, checked the transmission fluid again, and added a couple more little sips to it because it was like just a little bit low, and that didn't do nothing on it. Drove down to the gas tank, drove down to the gas station and filled it up. And when I was starting it, he's like, something wrong with the starter. There's a rebuilt starter, and this is another one I have. And he said, it doesn't sound right, and it kind of didn't sound right. The first time it started fine. When it was on a run stand, it seemed like it started up fine, but that was a different, like he said, that was a different torque converter on it. Maybe, you don't know. So he said, go ahead and switch your starter. As far as it not shifting, it could be the transmission modulator. And I says, I bought a brand new one, put a new one on. And he's like, yeah, what's the chances of a new modulator being bad, The old transmission, well, that is the original transmission. We didn't do nothing but clean it and put a new pan gasket and put a finned pan on it. And it worked. That transmission worked in this truck and shifted before. It shifted a little clunked hard because the vacuum wasn't on there, on the modulator. Well, it was rotted off. There was nothing left of it. So that would have been that problem. So he said to go ahead and put the original governor back on it. The one that he gave me, he found that he had. He's like, put this one on. It's marked 140 on it. And I said, well, how do you tell it's a 140? And he's like, I don't know. But it was marked 140, and he says that'll give you it'll shift at a higher like RPM or something like that. He goes, this one will be way better. So I put that one in there. He said that could be could be part of the problem. And maybe adjustment or something under there a little bit, could be, but he wasn't thinking that. So I do believe this is the original one. I cleaned it all up, and I'm going to change that. I am going to probably hit the starter again to see what it does quick, and change the starter. And he said the voltage regulator wasn't correctly working because the one light is on a little bit. And if you step on give it a little more RPMs, it goes out. He said it's probably your regulator. He says change that. So I took this one. I got a feel more. I took this one. It just looked like the better one. I cleaned it up. It looks better now. It looked like this one. So I got some more of them. So I'll change that to see if that takes care of that problem. So then this morning I came out here. And I start working on doing those things Gary told me to do. And I lifted, well, first I looked underneath. I'm like, like, please, no puddles. There's a little puddle under there. So I'm like, oh, great, you know, here we go again. So I lifted it up, and on the bell housing where the hole is, where your torque converter is, it's leaking transmission fluid. And there's probably a quarter of a shot glass maybe came out, just a little puddle. And there was a little oil in there, and you can see it on the picture there I post. And so I'm taking it, that would be coming out the end of the torque converter, I guess. I haven't called Gary. I haven't had the heart to call Gary this morning and tell him, because he's just gonna be like, because if it is like the seal or something like that, I don't know. I know he said he polished that shaft on there, and I don't know if there's a seal or not. I'll call him, but I kind of don't have the heart to, because I know what's going to happen. He's going to be like, we're going to have to pull the motor, we're going to have to split it, and go on and on, you know. So I guess it is what it is. I will go ahead and give him a call and see what he says, and go ahead. I'm going to hit the starter just to hear what it sounds like. Probably pull the starter, put the other, if I pull the starter, I can get to the governor easier from the top than underneath. I can get to it underneath pretty easy too, but there's the one cable kind of is there, but it won't be a big deal either way. I'll get that taken care of. And we were still running it with the regulator right here in case we had any issues. So I'll give Gary a call, see what he says, and get back under her. All right, so I talked to Gary. He says, don't stress over that leaking right now. He goes, sometimes they do tend to drip a little bit until that seal kind of wears in. So he said that not too big of a deal. And he said the filler neck tube where it goes into the side of the transmission on this Power Glide, I said, you know, it was dripping, so I snugged it up. It just went a little bit. I said, I don't want to over tighten and damage something. So he says he's had that problem before. And I said, can you use some of the pipe stuff on there? And he said, yeah. He says, talk to Dave from Cactus Corvair. He makes little gaskets that you use on your fuel lines by your flares when you can't get them things to snug up. He makes little, I don't know if they're nylon or plastic gaskets that he had success with and putting on for fuel lines. He says, talk to him about maybe if you can make some gaskets for that would squish in there to help. But I'll talk to him. I'll be seeing him Saturday. Today is Thursday, so I'll see Dave Saturday and see what he says. We'll, you know, figure out another way to solve a little drippy problem. So, all right. I'm gonna get back at it. All right, guys, I got the governor out. It was marked 140. Hopefully that was that problem. That would be awesome if I actually fixed something. Gary said there was something up with this starter, and when I did get it out, I noticed there's lots of slop in it, and Gary was saying something about that. Maybe it's that. And because this one here is nice and tight. So Gary knows. Gary's know. This thing's probably started maybe the engine, I'm going to say 20 times. 20 times maybe. It couldn't have been more than 25 times. It turned that. We used it on a test stand to start this motor, and then we put it in here in the vehicle. So I'm saying less 25 times max. So that one I have to go back. Unfortunately, it's freaking an hour from here. But if I go back, I might as well have them rebuild a couple other ones for me. There's no other place to go, so hopefully they take care of that. It's been a while. Here we go. There's just all that's movement in there. And this one here, there is nothing. So I guess Mr. Gary, he's right again. All right, so here I am. I'm just there from the top. I was managed to get the starter out from the top, not too bad. And there's the governor, I got that out. I had to take this bar right there. I did knock the little C-clip thing out, it fell down, no big deal. I can lift the truck and get it back on from underneath. I had to get that bar because it goes right past here, so I can't pull this out all the way. So that's in. Cross my fingers, hope that allows it to shift into second or drive, as Gary says. So I'm hoping, Gary's hoping. Other than that, it could be maybe some linkage adjustment down there, maybe. I don't know. All right, I think I did everything on the list. I got the starter changed, the regulator, voltage regulators changed. Don't know if it's gonna work or not. It could be another junk one. And I got the governor in there. Nice. I'm just gonna drop it down and check my wires on the top just to double check how they are, because I had to come from underneath and get the bottom one because it was too hard hitting from top and bottom unless I pulled that tube off, the heater tube, which don't want to do that if I don't have to. So I lifted up, got the bottom two wires, purple and the little yellow one. Those tightened up on the starter solenoid. I guess that would be the Bendix on the. I couldn't think of it before. The Bendix isn't working on that starter. You know, it's like loose. So, all right. I didn't talk to Gary yet. I want to fire it up and take it for a ride. And I really hope it goes in the drive, and I can call Gary with some good news. So he'd be very happy. I would be extremely happy to actually fix something. So anyways, all right, well, I'm gonna pull it down, check my wires up there, check my list of stuff that Gary had me to do, and fire it up and see. All right, guys, I put the starter in, new governor, the voltage regulator. So pump her a couple times, and let's see. Turn my fuel pump on. Oh, that ain't good. Battery done. Damn it. Maybe I need a battery. Maybe the battery's crap now. Always something, you know, always something. So, all right, you guys heard it in the video. It just turned over maybe a half a turn, and that was about it. And after that, I tried, it wasn't doing nothing. I went ahead and put my battery charger on it. It's showing charge on the battery. So I put it on the boost and went inside, and it just doesn't do nothing. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's that starter, a second starter being rebuilt. I didn't talk to Gary yet, but I figured, well, this battery's good. And it's funny because after they tested it, they're like, oh, well, you know, bring your car down. We can test the alternator. I said, everything's new in there, you know. I says, he's like, well, we can sell you another battery. I'm like, why would I buy another battery if this one's perfectly fine? So going to put this one in, and I figured, because I had just cut a piece of rubber and put down there, but I had a tray, and this was filled in it, and it says, it had a little piece of paper on it from Clark's, you know, that some people wanted that in case, you know, filled in case it didn't, in case your battery leaked, it wouldn't drain through, and it's supposed to be like, you're supposed to be able to put a hose on it. It was such an angle thing, they'd never put a hose on it unless you had like a hose that has like a T-top on it or something. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, so I ground that flat because my hole in here is offset to one side. It's like, you know, it's over here. It's not here anyways. So I don't know. This is what I got. So I went and put this in there, and the two bolts that go down, the threaded bolts, and they go down and they're bent, and they go in here real nice on each side. And I put it all in there, put this in there, and put my battery in there, and they're not long enough. You get the washers on there, you don't have enough to even get a nut started on there. And I even went underneath and seen if there's any slop for, you know, them going down, and it's not. So, God, you know. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut them and grind a little angle on them and get a piece of rod and weld it to it, cut it, add maybe a 1/2 inch. That's more than enough. I don't want it any longer than it has to be. And weld about a 1/2 inch in the center of them. And we'll get this in and tighten it back up, try it one more time, and I don't know, give Gary a call. And maybe that starter's crap too. I think I got some old ones around here. Maybe them will be fine. I don't know. I'm telling you, I just need a brake on this thing already. I need a brake. It's just, I need a brake. I need things to go right. All right, so look, I get these down in there, and there's no slop in there. And it's basically just like make that, you know, on there. So there ain't no room. There's definitely no room for, you put the washer, and if you want to put a lock, which I wanted to put a lock washer on there too, there's definitely no room. So what I'm doing is I took the first one, I just cut it, and what I'm going to do, I put a taper on it. I took a round rod, I put a taper on that. I'm going to weld that together, and then I'm just going to cut it about, 1/2 inch longer, and then put our taper on that end and weld this on there and call it good. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, guys, I got these made. I just extended them about 1/2, 3/4 inch, something like that. You know, they're not 100% perfect. Sure would have been nice just to be able to buy something that actually works and fits, but, you know, now it's done. It would have been easier for me to just build them from scratch and do all that. But this one's drying. I painted them, trying to make it look good. Well, we'll get that battery in there, and then we'll be trying to figure out what's wrong. Maybe that's that starter. Maybe the second starter is bad. I don't know. Same nothing. I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore, Jackson. So Gary, I got a hold of him. He said, pull your starter out and throw a bolt into one end and put a ground on it and run, you know, a power to it off your battery to see if it's even gonna kick on, and go dig another used starter out of my pile and check to see if it works and throw that on here. Unreal, you know, if it's that starter, 2 starters from a place, and they cost, I think, 180 bucks a piece. I got them to rebuild them. I'm gonna be furious because that's an hour drive one way. So, all right, another, I don't know, however long it's taking me to get that starter out. So sorry I'm getting short about everything on here. Just, it's been frustrating because everything I do on this thing has been multiple times I have to tear it apart and redo it. And when you get parts, like I had these rebuilt, and if they're both junk, that's even more frustrating. And then on top of all this, well, I want to get it done for Saturday. Today's Thursday. I got a bunch of other stuff to do. I want to get this put back on, this hinged, and clean up those torque thrust rims, get that on and clean it up and take it to the show. Another thing I've been dealing with since Monday night, went to bed and woke up a couple hours later in pain. I'm dealing with kidney stones. The other day I was out here and it hit so hard I couldn't even walk around and move. I had to go in the house, take a big ibuprofen and lay down for a while and come back out here. And it's been bothering me all day today. So, that too. So, let's see if we can test this thing and see if it spins over or not. I don't know. So I just figured I'm going to do it with jumper cables. What are you betting? It's gonna, so if it spins over, then what? Then what? I find out the guys down there that tested the battery at AutoZone didn't test it right, and it is the battery. Now, I had it on a charger, I checked it, and it was reading like it was pretty good charge on it, so, I don't know. Should I dim the lights for the show? All right, let's see here. Put that one there. Stay. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. God dang it. I just can't. My wires are down there. We're on a fuel line and it just zapped it. And welded it to the fuel line. Better not put a hole in it. And it's warm. What else, you know? And I was just kidding about them dimming the lights. God dang it. All right. Leave that off. Man, oh man, am I having the bad luck. That was on my fuel line. And it kind of almost welded it to it. And it was warm. I can't catch a break. Yeah, that would have been great. Just poof, blow up, start on fire. Just open the door, push it out, and let it burn. I don't know. So I left my shut off, because I got that turn off, shut off that was on here. I can't believe, man, it's just getting to be too much. I was just kidding about let's dim the lights for the show, and it's, man, I'm already, should just give up for today, but I don't want to give up. Oh man, after that little spark deal. Anyways, let's try this again. Try to be a little safer about it. I guess safer would be to actually run a cable to it, but yeah. So I'm gonna put my positive on there again. I got my security shut off thing on here off. So I got no power going that way. My negative, positive. Put this on here. And then take the solenoid side and just touch it on here. Works fine. So what is it? What's the deal? Well, I guess I'll have to put it back in. I'll call Gary, see what he says. And I don't know. I have no idea. I'm at a loss. You know, I'm gonna start putting wing nuts on this stuff. I said that before, you know. It's funny already. Well, I'll put it back in. It's working. You see it's working. And I went and got a pile of them over there just to put a different one in. Yeah, so I carried these ones in. This is the one that was originally in Blueboy, the ramp side here on a different motor, but it is so, besides it's rusty, it's so worn out on here, the bushing's just kind of hanging on there. Well, I am going to put that one back in there and try it again. We'll see. All right, guys, here we go again. Put the starter back in. I'm tired. I've been out here almost 11 hours, and we're going to try it. And if it doesn't do nothing, I'm done for today. Key on. voltage tank's still working because the light's on a little bit. I don't know. We'll see if the transmission works. Took her a drive down the road. She's running all right, but she won't shift into drive in this like second. So I don't know. Worked on her about 11 hours today, but no cigar. So all right, as you've seen in the last video, I had kind of just gave up on it. I was just tired. I worked on it. By the time I got in the house, it was already like 13 hours, and I was just getting nowhere and very frustrated. Frustrated because the starters, the problems, you know, and I just wanted it to be done today. So I came out here. I've been out here 5 hours working. I've had multiple starters in and out of it. I changed it a couple more times. I found a starter. I found a starter. I cleaned it up. I cleaned everything up, and it worked fine. And when I put it in, it would just click on. It worked fine sitting here, but when you'd go to put it in there, it wouldn't engage. So I took it out and I cleaned it some more and tried it, and it worked. I put it in, it wouldn't engage, and Jill keeps looking up all these problems. There could be not enough voltage going there, grounding issues, and you know, the grounds, everything's new on there, so it should be good. Of course, we know this one here is loose, so this one here is definitely bad, and the other one I put in there, it wasn't sounding. Actually, what happened is it wouldn't even engage. It wouldn't even engage, and I banged it with a hammer, and then boom, it engaged. So, and then same with this one. It wouldn't engage. I banged it with a hammer and engaged. Now I forget what it's called. Dave from Cactus Corvair Club called me late last night, and I kind of talked about that, and he said, I don't know if it's in here or in the Sendex or solenoid. That's a solenoid, that there's a round ring. I don't know if it's copper or whatever. He said that needs to be cleaned. Maybe they didn't do it in this one, or the one that's in there. So I don't know. It seems to be working. And well, what happened is I've tried everything. I had 5 more times today, starters in and out. Tried these ones wouldn't really do much of anything. Jill kept looking up stuff, and it kept saying, well, it could be a battery. Maybe it's showing it's good, and it's not getting enough cranking. And I don't have a battery tester to test it, how many volts or amps or whatever. And I took it to O'Reilly's. They tested it. That's a little low, but it's still good. And I said, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to buy a new battery with a little higher cranking amperage on it. They're pretty good one. They had one better, but I bought a pretty good battery. I put it in here, and with the starter that's in there now, it would just go click, 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 and that's about it. Put it in there, boom, 100 times like better, like it's this battery. So as of now, that's taken care of. As far as the shifting stuff, not shifting, what we did is Dave from Cactus Corvair, thank you, Dave. Thanks a lot. He called me. I did put out on Corvanatics. I put a nice detailed, I have a problem. Can you help me deal with everything that I did, you know, with the transmission? You know, I cleaned it, put a new pan, I guess, all the stuff, and told him about the governor, changed the governor, and then it's got a new modulator valve on it, and it's not shifting and stuff, and said, so it said it would be your, well, accelerator control linkage adjustment. What else they call it? A Y something or another, geez. And anyways, a couple people said it's in your book. And I did find it in the book, and I did print it out. Dave explained it all to me on the phone of how to adjust it and stuff. And I'm like, you know, I bet you it's off that little bit that Gary changed it. So what I did is I went underneath to the linkage, and it was all the way to the one side. And I don't remember moving that one, but maybe I did when it got cleaned. So I moved it 15 turns back, and I came up here, and Gary had it moved at 22 turns difference. So I ended up moving it back to the original location. Actually, I moved it 15 turns back up here, and it was right about where it needs to be. So, and I put it together, and I fired it up, and took it for a ride, and it's shifting fairly much like it should, I guess. You know, depending on how you're throttling it, 20 to 30, if you're really on it, you know, 30 maybe miles an hour shifting. And Dave says you can adjust your shift timing by your linkage down there. So I did that. I was not happy with the spring Gary put on there. As I was working on it yesterday, his throttle spring, it fell off, and it's not even in the right spot. He said he didn't like the ones I got from Clark's, and I dug the one out of the bag, and it's like the right length to the little bar holder where it's supposed to go on. I filed that little area a little deeper so it would hang on there better, and I put that one on because it didn't seem like it was pulling back as much as it should. So I did that, put it all together, took it for a ride. Seems like my idle's a little low, so I got to turn the idle up just a little bit. So other than that, I am going to get the covers on there. I'm going to clean the torque thrust rims. I got a little touch-up painting to do. I'm planning on putting this on the trailer, taking it out to the show tomorrow. I'm not going to drive it an hour away here because I've only drove it around the neighborhood here. Joe and I took a ride. So, and I'm not trusting it because tomorrow's a show and I'll be sitting somewhere. And so that's it. So I guess it's been frustrating. So yeah, I'm rambling. It's been frustrating, but a learning. I couldn't get a hold of Gary all day today, so I just kept working and doing different things. I did get a new one of these voltage regulators. Well, I did order one. I gotta go pick it up and bring a battery in there for the core charge. And I said, well, I want to. Gary's like, don't get a electronic one. Get the heavy ones. They're non-electronic. So I'm like, they had a hard time trying to figure it out. I might be getting whatever they get. I had Joe look up on the way back and say, what's the difference? And it said on there to go with electronic. It's better. It's way better for it. You might not get the blinking lights in the front. It's better for everything. So I'm going to ask Gary why, and he's going to say, because he's old school, I think, that's what you should have on there. I'm going to ask Dave to see what he says, and it sounds like, I don't know, could be wrong, but it sounds like the electronic ones is the way to go. So, I don't know. I'm going to go pick that up, put that in, clean it, touch up paint, change the wheels, get the covers on. Maybe I have time to put a hinge on that thing a little bit, get that hokey stuff off, and hope she fires up and not a starter problem tomorrow. I'll bring a rubber hammer in case I got to tap it. I don't know if it's the starter or it was just a battery, but I think it was just a battery. Just not enough amperage there to crank her fast enough to get the Bendix going. So I don't know. Right. It is what it is. When I got to buy a starter and it doesn't work, I know you heard it a bunch of times, and then take a starter in and out probably 9-10 times between yesterday and today. Yeah, learning. I've learned a lot, I guess. Let me know what you think. Tell me to stop pissing and moaning and whining and just deal with it. It's Corvair. Gary says you got to work out the gremlins, and I'm working on it. So yeah, what is it? It's after 12. I started way early this morning. This little video is going to be tomorrow. Going to the car show. Let's see. I'm so tired. Cactus Corvair Club is having a car show on the other side of Arizona, and Blueboy is going to be going to it. I'm going to trailer it. I just actually got it running. Today is Friday, Thursday, yesterday. Thursday, I guess. Wednesday? I don't know. I'm burnt out and tired. So, yeah, Thursday. And whenever Gary was over here, the last video, and got it running, I spent all day yesterday and today yesterday and today working on that thing, starters, this and that. You'll see in the last video. And putting the rest of it together and cleaning it, and I got it looking sweet. Let's go check it out. Well, as sweet as it's gonna get. Anyways, I got the torque thrust rims on it. I took them out back and I actually cleaned them, polished them a bit, and I had to actually retap these, and I put the caps on. One of them had a broken stud in there, and or screw, and I'm actually lucked out and actually got it out without having to drill it. I got it all cleaned up. Only thing I got to do is vacuum the floor in there, I guess. Other than that, she is shined up, cleaned up, good enough. I didn't have time to put the proper hinges on here. That's the junk that was on it when I actually bought this thing. They actually drilled a hole through here, and it actually went into the piece across here on one. I thought I figured out, so I just put one screw. So I didn't have time to put proper hinges from underneath, and the bar to hold it up. I can't think. I'm so tired. But anyways, I got her cleaned up. She's looking pretty good. I got her running thanks to Jill and myself today. She's helped me figure out the shift in it, how to adjust it. And I got that going. She spent, I don't know, 3-4 hours out here. And we kind of worked at it and figured out the starter problem and got a battery for it. And that was part of the problem. And yeah. So got this door latch actually to work. It needs to get adjusted and pulled in a little bit, but at least it locks. This one wasn't locking. You know, it is what it is. It's I guess you'd call it a 50-50 truck, right? 50 miles an hour, 50 feet away. It looks okay, but it's nothing special. You gotta come up with a better name than Blueboy. I don't like it. So we're working on something different for this thing. So that's what's going on. We will be in, I don't know, Avondale or somewhere over there. Somewhere on that side of town tomorrow with it. So we're gonna load it on the trailer in the morning, and I will pick up Gary, and Jill and I are gonna go about 12:30, head over by Gary's and pick him up and take him to the show because Gary wants to go. And Gary's a good guy, helped out a lot. So we'll go get Gary. So hey guys, in this last video, that night, me working on this Blueboy, or nothing special, no, new Blueboy. Anyways, I'm tired now as it is. I was so tired then. I had worked 13 hours a day before, and hey buddy, and I was already at like 17 hours I think that day at like 12:30 or something. I couldn't even, I was just in there editing the video, and when I was watching, I was like, man, I can't believe I don't even know what day it is. It was Wednesday. Gary was over here and we got it running, and he wasn't able to come Thursday or Friday. He could just over the phone a little bit, answer a few questions or something. And some of the time I couldn't get a hold of him because he was been, working on his stuff. So I was just in there now. I mean, another long day. I put in long days. It's going on 8 o'clock now. I get up at 3 in the morning, and I was in there editing. So I just couldn't believe how tired I was. It was already actually, Saturday morning. I'm like, tomorrow I'm going, I was supposed to be doing an ending to that video of getting it ready for the car show. And I was doing a beginning. I didn't even know what I was saying at that point. I was just put so many hours in. I did like 13 the day before, which was a lot of frustrating hours of nothing. changing starters and stuff and trying stuff, and you know, and luckily we got it to shift. Thank you to Dave from Cactus Corvairs. He had went ahead and called me that one night and told me about the shifting TV linkage and to adjust it and all that. And I kind of figured when Gary had moved the linkage up on the carburetors, I said, you know, I don't, you know, I think that kind of, you know, threw it off. So anyways, yeah, got it. I don't know. I have a little note here myself because I'm so tired now as it is. Yeah, 31 hours I put in 2 days. Yeah, we got it done. Yeah, we cleaned I cleaned the wheels. I spent probably 2 hours cleaning the wheels. Stop chewing on that. 2 hours cleaning the wheels out back. I was already tired at that point, and I was so tired I didn't even take videos anymore after it, and I just was I did the rims. I tapped them out. I got those I retapped them all because I had to fit them screws in there, them Allen head screws. And one was broke. I got that fixed. Yeah, lots of cleaning, just lots of little things, straightening up the wires in the motor bay, and just little things. I wiped off and painted all the little pop rivets Gary put in from the rubber around the motor to seal it. I painted all them gray. I just did a lot of detail and stuff. I didn't get to touch up any rock chips on it. And let's see. Oh, let's see. I was told it needed more cranking amps probably in the battery. You know, the battery was probably getting maybe a little weak. It was tested both places. I said, the first place they said it was good. Second place they said it was a little on the low side, maybe because I was trying to use it a little bit, but it was still good. But as soon as I put that new one in, bam! And then someone said, well, maybe you need a little more cranking amps because it's a new motor. It's a little tight. So I don't know. Let me know. Let me see here. I'm just reading off my little list here. Let's see. Yeah, I just couldn't remember. I was so tired. I said big thanks to Gary for helping me. He helps me a lot. I learned so much with Gary. And thanks for Jill. She spent 4 or 5 hours out here that day. And, you know, she just was looking things up. And it kind of kept coming down to, you know, ground issue and battery kept because we kind of just whittled everything down. Kind of just tried to, you know, whittle everything down. I thought it was maybe voltage regulator or something. And when I did get a hold of Gary, he said, voltage regulator has nothing to do with the starter and all that. So, okay, so now I know that. And so as it is now, when you do start it, the light, it just stays very dim, and then as soon as you touch it, RPMs up a little bit, it goes out. And I was just told, I think today, that it could be because it's, I don't know if he said the voltage regulator or because the alternator is putting current back. I don't know. But anyways, he said could be that. I don't know. I'm learning, still learning. So Gary said it's charging and doing what it's supposed to do. Gary's happy. I'm happy. We will have a video of it out at the show because later that I went in actually, and it was my birthday. It was already, I worked into, I didn't get in the house till like 1:30. So, and Jill was sleeping for hours, and she woke. I said, wake me up by 7 or something, or 7:30. I says, I gotta load this up and stuff and get stuff ready to go. She woke me up at 6, so 4.5 hours of sleep, maybe less, because I couldn't, you know. And it was my birthday, so I wanted to get it out for my birthday. 55, in case you're wondering. 55, cranking the hours and getting her done. And so yeah. She got me a couple of cool things for my birthday too. She got me a digital torque wrench set because she knows I was having problems figuring out those ones. She got me a couple of cool things, so it'll be in another video. And you know, thank you, Jill, for all the support and help. She went ahead and made some information on the truck so we could have it at the show. And I put on here, you know, with the help of guidance of Gary Sudbeck, we're able to bring this back to life and get it back on the road. Not so much as get it back on the road and bring it back to life. You know, it was running, but get it more properly fixed. Okay. I did have one I put one on the window right here and I let it go and it fell in. So there's one of these inside the passenger door. I have to try to get it out of there if I can. And then she went and made this deal here for the show that they could take a picture of that. It kind of sends it back to the website or the video stuff, I guess. I don't know. It's all technical stuff for me. I'm pen and pencil kind of guy. But yeah, I was just want to get this thing there to the show, and it turned out to be a very good show. I was so burnt out and tired. I did not video the show. I did take some pictures and stuff of it. There was, I don't know, maybe close to 30 Corvairs. You know, fuel came and fuel left, so I know there's 2 whole big rows of them. Some V8 Corvairs there. It was just a good show and a little on the warm side, but good. And Gary enjoyed himself, and yeah. Since then, it wasn't even running quite right. Since then, Gary had told me to taught me how to do the dwell for the points, timing it, and going ahead and adjusting the carbs. He kind of taught me a little bit of that. It's running really well now. It will be in another video we're going to do of kind of the finished product, I guess. And it's not even finished. I have a board over here with 21 things on it to do. It's just little things. The directionals, the cable, sheathing is broke. I did adjust the carburetors. Brake lights taken care of. I got windshield trim. Let's see. I don't know, just a bunch of stuff. I got to cut that windshield tint. I can't see out it, and people are giving you thumbs up and waving at you. And when we're driving around, Jill's like, you only do thumbs up with. So I can't see with this. I got to cut up like 3-4 inches off of that thing, make it a little more. I don't know. I got to fix. I don't know. There's just a bunch of little things in it. The sun visor, it's missing the sun visor on the passenger side. I got a hinge. I want to hinge that rear deck and from underneath, get rid of those other hinges, probably weld those other holes in. And I'm going to probably use a car trunk or motor hood bar in there and make a custom nice bracket to hold it. And I want to do some recessed latches in the back. The cover's a little tweaked. I kind of tweaked it a little bit here and straightened it a little bit, but it's still a little wonky. Some little touch-up paint. It's got some stuff to be done, and the transmission still dripping a little bit out of the bell housing from the torque converter area. And I've been told by many people, don't worry about it yet. The seal's got to set. Give it a little time. Put some miles on it. I think we probably have 50 or 60 miles on it, maybe now, maybe 70. I don't. I wrote down the mileage when we first started driving it with a fresh motor. 61234. Very easy to remember. I'll put that down and document it. And would you just chill out? And yeah, just like some little stuff, you know, little things need to get taken care of on it, and I'll do it. I'm loving it, man. I am loving it. I'm feeling very confident. I got Jill 64 up there on the lift. I guess I'll be doing some videos on that. And Bob's Corvair from the Cactus Corvair Club. It's been sitting here waiting. He's been waiting very patiently. I says I need to get this one off the lift, and took like an extra week longer than what I kind of thought. and he didn't mind. I got Bob 64 in here on the lift, and I worked on it 22 hours in 3 days, probably about. Gary came over for 1 day for 5 hours and kind of helped me a little bit. Bob helped me clean underneath and did a feel, you know, kind of helped a bit, and did what he could do when he was over here. It was great. He learned, I learned. Gary taught me some stuff. It was all, I put pan gasket, oil gasket, valve cover gaskets. The cable was leaking. There were some cuts in it from the emergency brake lines. So we used some self-healing tape, a silicone tape on that, wrapped it real nice, changed some grommets on it, missing some screws, some things were bent and tweaked, fixed a whole bunch of little things. His belt was, well, first his pulleys were rusty, so I ended up pulling his belt, cleaning his V's on his pulleys, and I noticed his belt was rubbing on his, one of his fuel lines, so bent that. His light was on in it, his red light. Put a brand new voltage regulator in there, took care of that. Fixed a few wiring issues, got his key switch working. Fixed a lot of stuff on his car, and my confidence went up on working on Corvairs. It was great. Fixed a lot of little things on there, and I did it for a little of nothing, you know, pretty much just to help the club guy out. So it was $150 in parts. He gave me $150. I gave Gary $50. I kept $100. You know, we made probably less than $5 an hour, but I don't care. I was a learning one. So now I got Jill's 64 up there, and got to do basically the same things. And the rear end is leaking out of the side, so gotta pull that apart and get that taken care of, along with a bunch of other stuff. So that'll probably be in more videos to come, will be that there, the 64 project. And anyways, I'm rambling. I'm just gonna throw some pictures in there while I'm rambling. So I'm tired, it's time to go to bed. All I can say is hey, thanks for watching. It's been a long journey. It's been about 7 months getting this thing running. I never gave up on it. I was feeling down quite a few times. Everything on there took 3 to 4 times longer than it should have, because everything had to be taken apart 2 or 3 or 4 times. Motor, this, that, and the other, oil pan gaskets, and you know. But I'm feeling pretty confident working on them. And yeah, like Gary says, you got to work the gremlins out. So check out the next videos. Please subscribe to our channel. I really hope you're getting some good information out of this. I will be doing some videos with Gary rebuilding carburetors and try to do them real detail. Maybe I could get him over here where my shop is. You got some work area and stuff, and I can record it all over here. I really want to learn how to build carbs with him, and along with other things. And Gary really wants to teach as much as he can while he still can, and to get more people interested in Corvairs, and to help these guys out. You know, there's not a lot of Corvair people out there working on them, and most of them, it seems, are pretty old guys, and they can't work on them. It seems like just because they're old, you know. So I've been getting pretty much every week I get somebody calling me. I wrote my numbers out, calling me. They want me to work on their Corvair, and I'm just like, you know, well, now that I worked on Bob's, I'm feeling a little more confident. But I got a lot to learn. So all I can say is see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bink's Corvair Addiction.